A police vehicle with the lights flashing parked behind a stopped car on the side of King Street. As an officer is seen speaking with the driver, multiple vehicles appear to be driving through a King Street Pilot intersection, even though signs say not to.
Sir, tell the driver that he was finding that he asked him, did you not see the no through sign with the crossed out arrow? And the driver said, I don't know what that means.
And that video was taken at the intersection of King and Portland as we are in month 3 of the King Street Pilot Project. And though there are signs, traffic signs like this one all along the major intersections, it seems like the rules of the roads aren't always being followed. And drivers are finding more creative ways of traveling down this busy street.
Pretty much nobody obeys the rules. This guy's making an illegal left turn. So that's why I decided to pull out my phone and get a little bit of a video just to kind of demonstrate what was going on.
Pedro Marquez says it's an everyday occurrence, capturing this short video from Wednesday, saying signage that's part of the King Street Pilot Project oftentimes gets ignored. The one-year pilot project prioritizes streetcars and limits car traffic on King Street between Bathurst and Jarvis in an effort to ease congestion on one of the city's busiest streets. Since the new rules came into effect in November, signage has been added along the route to advise motorists.
Well, I pass by here every single day, and I notice cars just driving right through.
Do you think that people aren't seeing the sign, or do you think they're ignoring the signs?
You can see a mix of both. Many cars just follow the car in front of them.
As vehicles are no longer allowed to travel straight through on King, it appears some are getting creative and turning right on the side streets, pulling a U-turn and getting right back on King Street. Is this a loophole or a traffic violation?
The reality is it a loophole? No, because the pilot was never geared to the side streets. It was always geared to King Street itself. That being said, if their action causes a collision, obviously the driver's actions would be looked at and in some cases could be charged with an offense under the Highway Traffic Act based on what the circumstances of the collision are. As long as their movement does not affect traffic, they're not committing an offense. But the moment they do affect that traffic, it now becomes an offense and they can be charged.
Though Marquez says he's in support of the pilot project, he'd like improvements to be made to the signs directing traffic.
That many signs with that many words underneath, it's just very confusing. And then you have the green light, which is contradicting the no through sign. So, yeah, it's confusing.
The city says staff are continuing to monitor King Street and will modify traffic regulations if deemed necessary, adding that it is also considering installing additional illuminated signage, but no final decision has been made on that. And earlier today, the City of Toronto released the latest data on how the King Street Pilot Project is doing. Weekday transit ridership is up 16% in January on King Street. That's one of the major findings of a document released by the city today evaluating the effectiveness of the ongoing King Street Pilot Project. The study also found there's been a 4 to 5 minute improvement in the slowest streetcar travel times during the afternoon rush. Now, vehicle traffic has dropped by up to 12% in the King Street area, and that's had some local shop and restaurant owners threatening to sue the city for what they claim is a drop in business. But the data released today appears to pour cold water on that theory. Numbers gathered by Manieres shows there's been no change in customer spending on King Street compared to the last 3 years. The mayor admits some businesses are indeed suffering, but he's still standing behind the project.
Yes, there are some pockets of concern that we have to address, but that by and large, that people are going to get through this. And that's the objective, is to have it as a success overall for business, for transit riders, for pedestrians, for the city generally, and I think we're on the right track.
The year-long pilot project began in November. The project gives priority to streetcars along King between Jarvis and Bathurst by forcing vehicles to turn right at most intersections.